Hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of our weekly office hours here at Long Beach City College. Again, my name is Professor Nick Carbonaro, as you can see here on the title slide, and every Monday around 2 o'clock, I'm doing it a little bit earlier today because we have our late start session starting today we're having our late start session starting today, so we are getting started a little bit early today. And what I wanted to talk to you about is, this is all about for my late start classes today. So, hey everybody, again, Professor Nick Carbonaro here. You can find me at nickcarbonaro.com, on YouTube at youtube.com/Professor Nick Carbonaro. You can find me on Twitter at NJCarbonaro. And today what I'm going to be doing is I am going to be going over our Canvas sites for both of our online sessions that start today on September 25th. So at Long Beach City College, we have late start classes, 12-week classes. If you still want to join, and if you know anybody that's in my, if you're watching this and you're in my class and you know somebody that may be benefit from it, I would tell you to let them email me so that I could give them a permission number. But what I'm going to do here is kind of walk you through our two sections. And so I teach two sections for late start. The first one's GBiz 10 Personal Financial Management, which I'll go over first. Then the second one's GBiz 25. And what I want to do is kind of walk you through the course webpage so that you know exactly what's expected of you on starting today. So let's see, I'm going to do a little right monitor action over here so you could exactly see what it is. So this is what you'll see here when you first log in to your GBiz 10 section number 74556. Once you log in using your student credentials that you use to register for the class. So the great thing about Long Beach City College and our Canvas, and that I'll always use Canvas and LBCC instructor interchangeably, because this is a Canvas-based system that Long Beach City College adopted. But to log in, all you got to do is use your credentials that you use for the class. So let me show you. Let's leave this student view so I can exactly show you what I mean. And let's log out so we can see exactly. So if you come up to lbcc.instructure.com, you'll first see this right here. So you'll see your username and password, and that's a student ID number. You press sign in. For me, these are all the classes that I teach, so you'll probably see a lot less depending on how many courses you're taking. We'll go over the personal finance one first. I'm going to put it on student settings so you can see exactly what you as a student should see. And the moment you log on, you should see this right here. It should say Home tab, Modules, Grades, and Purchase Course Materials. So before you even purchase, Christina asks, can you do a video about the Know Your Terms of Service for BCom GBiz 25? So Christina, if you stick around in this live stream, I'll do it at the end after I go through my classes. I'll quickly go over that and show you exactly what we were talking about in class today towards the very end. I'll do that before Wednesday, so I'll probably do that right at the very end of this. Okay? And so GBiz 10, Personal Financial Management, we have these 4 tabs right here: Home, Grade, Modules, Grades, Purchase Course Material. Home is this. This will be your home page. You always see this right when you log in. It says, welcome to Personal Financial Management. This course will teach you the many different aspects of money management. Gives you my email address. You can click on there, get straight to my email. Gives you my Twitter account, links straight up to my Twitter account. And then my YouTube page takes you straight to my YouTube page, which I am projecting this off of. So if you are looking and wanting to know, oh, when our assignments due, you can see them all right here on the syllabus page. It'll give you, I already have assignments in here, so you'll see exactly what's due, when it's due, and how it's due. So this is the first page. Modules is where it says click on Modules on the left tab to access weekly assignments. That's where you're going to be accessing your weekly assignments. So each week, and I'll only post week by week. I'm not going to get you ahead because this is a fast-paced course and you need to learn the material. It builds up. It builds up. So modules, grades, you check out your grades there. And then this purchase course materials, that is if you are purchasing through the bookstore. Don't go through there yet because I have a link on our modules page that will get it for you for cheaper. So if we click on modules, but I know some of you may purchase through the bookstore because of either through the VA or DSPS, you may have to go through the bookstore to purchase your materials. So I put that link up there. However, you could always get the book for the cheapest price, which I provide for you in this Canvas site. So if you go to your modules and you click on modules, there's a few things, and I already said important information. Please read all documents before class begins. That's when I set it up. That's when I opened it up in the very beginning a couple weeks ago and said, hey, look at this. It shows you our syllabus. You could click on your syllabus and you could either view the syllabus in here, which it shows all the syllabus and everything like that, or you could download the syllabus by clicking on the link. And when you click on the link, you could open up a PDF version of the syllabus, right? You could print it out, you could write on it, do whatever you want to do. So that's for all this stuff. You could do your course outlines, download the course outline, but again, the course outline is also in your homepage on your Canvas site. So yeah. Purchase your textbook for the cheapest price by clicking here. Super simple to do. You click on that link, open purchase textbook for cheapest price by clicking here. It'll open in a new window and it gets you to the site. And if you see here, I already put it there. I put it for the bundle of $95. All you got to do is just add to the cart. Click OK to continue checking out. You would do that. You would start your secure payment. If it was zip code of 90808, we could estimate it out 105, right? If you try to go through the bookstore, it'll be a lot more expensive. So go through here. You could start your secure checkout. Once you actually purchase your book, they'll send you an email confirmation receipt with your access code. Now, let me show you something real quick before you start purchasing your book, before you start doing everything like that. Let me show you something real quick. If you go back to the home page and you click on modules, and let's say you want to start, it says right here, the textbook. You want to go to the textbook. I built everything in this Canvas site, so you don't need to go to any Cengage external website. Just go straight to the Canvas page, and it has all the textbook information. So you can click here to access the full MindTap course, and when you click there, it'll say, click here to access full MindTap course in a new window. Okay, great. So look at this. You have 7 days remaining to link your account. I gave you, whenever you started using this account, you had a trial period for it, right? So that's why I opened it up and said, hey, get your book and everything like that if you want to access it. Because I just accessed this like a week ago when I opened it up. If you did this, it probably says 14 days still on there. You have a 14-day trial period. That doesn't mean to buy your book on day 13. Okay, that doesn't mean to buy your book on day 13. Purchase it so that you can get your access code, but you could use it for 14 days until you purchase that book. So if you don't get paid for a couple weeks and you want to pay for it, then use the access, use the free trial, right? You could say I'll do it later, and then you could say pay online, redeem with an access code. You could say redeem with an access code, and you'd have to redeem with an access code right there. Otherwise, if you were logged in as your own thing, you could end up doing it and it'll say continue without doing it. So make sure that's where you're getting your textbook from. Everything's in here. When you purchase the book, you'll get a loose leaf textbook, one that you could put in your own binder. You could have at your own house so you don't have to carry around a big hard book, but you could use the ebook, right? You could do this. And so that's there. How to set it up, I already put up here. How to set up MindTap. The PDF instructions are all right there. It tells you exactly what to do, but it should be very self-explanatory once you actually go through and do the stuff. Once you click on each link. I have my YouTube page. I don't want to click on that because right now I'm live streaming, so it'll kind of disrupt me and do the whole live stream. But right there is my YouTube page. I highly suggest you subscribe to it because I may do test reviews. I may put up videos. I do all my virtual office hours. So just like you're watching today, My office hours will be there every Monday at 2 p.m. Go to my website. That'll open up. Open that up in a secure website, nickcarbonaro.com, if you want to know a little bit more about me and everything like that about me, about my classes that I teach, the endorsements that I have, my resume. If you're wanting to know why I teach this course and everything about that, you have my resume right there. But here we go. Here's the main content for the week. And this is basically how the weeks are going to go, how this course should go. And did I put a video? I said, now that you have read the syllabus, course outline, purchased the book, and have set up MindTap, it is now time for you to begin work in this class. Week 1 is an introductory week in which I allow you time to navigate our Canvas site, become acquainted with MindTap, and get a head start on your reading. We will not begin chapter 1 until next week. So I actually have to edit that up because I was going to do that, but we're in week 1 for the 12-week course. So I will be editing that up in just 1 second. So let me go back to the modules. Week 1. Let me close this up real quick. And if you have any questions, just chat them in as we go through this. So let me show you what it should look like now. Introduction discussions, right? Due October 1st. That is a week from today, Sunday. Everything's due Sunday by 11:59. Says it right there. Introduction discussion. You'll come in here. You'll click reply, and you'll answer the question. Hello all, and welcome to GBiz 10. My name is Mr. Carbonaro. For the next 16, I got to edit that up to say 12 weeks. I apologize for that. I'm always so used to 16-week semesters, so I'll change that as well. Read chapter 1. You click on that, and it'll take you straight to the reading. If I was logged in, I would be able to do that. I could say I'll do it later. If I had that, it would allow you to go to the free trial period for a little bit. But see, if you didn't use it through the link that I did, it would be $140. That's why I said make sure you go to the module that says click here for the cheapest price by clicking here. So that's when you're using your trial period. You would go to chapter 1 discussion. You'd write about chapter 1. Then you go to these things called branching problems, and what they are just basically a review of your chapter, kind of give you a scenario type of situation. You would read that chapter. You do that branching exercise. Then you do the assignment 1 problem, and each one of these, I'm not going to click to open each one of them up, but each one of them has a window and it loads it up, right? So you don't need to keep going to this main one right here. You could just go straight to the assignment itself. And each week I'll post when stuff is due, how many points it is, and so on and so forth, so that you could actually be able to understand what to do with this course. And that's basically how the course is going to go. Week 1 will pop up, week 2 will pop up. I'll always put week 2. I'll always put the current week right here so you see it. But other than that, that's how that for the personal finance, that's how personal finance will go. We'll go through this every Monday. I'll grade all your discussion forums, so those will be graded by the end of the day on Monday, and you'll have your most up-to-date stuff with Canvas. All your assignments, all your branching exercises, they all link into Canvas automatically. So when you do your scores, it automatically pops up. There's no delay in me scoring your stuff. Will there be an access code for MindTap, or does that come with the bundle in the mail? Shannon Treisler asked. Shannon, there will be an access code when you, I mentioned this earlier, so you may have jumped on the live stream a little bit later. When you purchase your book through this link right here that says purchase textbook for cheapest price by clicking here, when you purchase it through this page right here and you add it to the cart, once you buy it, they will email you your receipt, and in that email will be the access code. However, you have a 14-day free trial to use the information on this, to use the book. So you could use your 14-day free trial up until you actually purchase the book. But once you purchase the book, that receipt comes to you with that access code, and that you could then enter that access code when you need to have the book fully purchased. But use the temporary trial until you receive your access code. That's what I would say to that. As far as the bundle, yes, you need to buy the bundle for the book, and that's the reason why I got it for the cheapest price. If you try to buy the book bundle from somewhere else, you may buy it separately and say, oh my gosh, it's only $40, but that's not including an access code, that's not including the textbook, one or the other. So buy the bundle straight from this website. I got it straight from the publisher. I worked out a deal with them to get it for the cheapest price for the student. And I know it's a lot, but there's a lot of information that comes with it. There's a lot of good stuff that will benefit you for this course. And so yes, your access code comes when you purchase the textbook. It doesn't physically come with the book, because once you purchase the textbook, they will be sending you a hard copy of a book, a loose leaf packet that you could put in a 3-ring binder. But you get your access code immediately, and you always have access to your digital ebook, your ebook, with your access code. So good question. Awesome. And that's basically it. That's basically it. And everything is due on October 1st at 11:59 for week 1. Each week we'll have a new one up there. Each week we'll have a new module that comes up. But yeah, so I don't expect stuff due in the middle of the week. Everything's due at the end of the week. So it's kind of self-paced in that sense, where you're able to do your work throughout the entire 12 weeks. However, the first few weeks are a little top heavy, because we have to deliver the information, and this information is some of the more easier chapters in the book. As we get through it later, it gets a little bit more intricate with like investments and buying a home and leasing a car and all that type of stuff. It gets a little bit more in depth. This is kind of the basis, the foundation. So, you know, the first 4 or 5 chapters are very foundational. So I think we can handle it. So that's why you won't see 2 chapters every week. In a few weeks, it'll just go down to 1 chapter a week, and that'll be a little bit more manageable. The first few weeks are a little top heavy. So take that however you may, and make sure that you manage your time with that. So any other questions regarding that? Oh, Christina, since we didn't start it in class, that's an individual assignment. If you're talking about the BCom GBiz 25 terms of service, Christina, that's an individual assignment. We showed it in class. We showed Miss Medunary, she popped it up on the screen, showed you what you're going to be doing, searching for those different things and doing that. So that's not a group assignment, it's an individual assignment. So we went over that at the very end of class. All right. Let's now go to personal finance, because some of you that are watching may be in into my social media class online. So let's go into that. So let me leave this student view, and I will go into my courses. Go into digital and social media. Give you a little student view for this. All right, so for student view, GBiz 25, digital and social media. Please click on modules to see your weekly assignments right here. Click on modules to see your weekly assignments. I say welcome to digital and social media. This course is all about learning how to use social media rather than just knowing what it is. Again, we're talking about how to learn the information, not just know it. A lot of people have social media accounts, they know it, but they don't know how to physically use it. So again, all my contact information. So if you're in this class, you'll see all my contact information. On the left-hand side, we have a few different tabs than the personal finance one you just saw. We have the home tab, which is this, which will show you all your assignment due dates and when they're due. You have your modules. That's where our weekly assignments are. Then you have people. And the reason why I put people in here is because a little bit more than halfway through the semester, we will be doing group projects in digital and social media. So if you're in digital and social media, we will be doing group projects in face-to-face. Well, the same thing happens online for my online class, except you guys kind of do it differently, because we create Facebook pages as a group, because we create YouTube accounts as a group project for my face-to-face class. Same thing will happen for my online class. However, you may not ever physically meet up in person. I'm not requiring you to meet up in person, but because we are dealing with social media and it's one username and password for any of these sites, you could share that username and password. You could create a new account as a dummy account to make sure that you guys are creating the right types of Facebook pages and YouTube accounts and stuff. One person can create an account and then share that password with everybody. It doesn't have to be a personal account. It could just be, you know, schoolproject@gmail.com, right? Something that you guys can easily recognize, so that each one of you can then go on and contribute portions of that project as a team online. And this really helps you in the digital and social media world, because a lot of the times, a lot of communication, a lot of work isn't done in person. You're dealing with somebody from another country, you're dealing with somebody from another state. For instance, I'm going to be hopefully Skyping to my personal finance class, a person that I met on Twitter actually, that knows Bitcoin and does Bitcoin really well. So I'm going to try to get them in here. Again, business using social media, business using technology rather than having to meet face to face. So if you're going to be on Facebook with each other, you can log on to Facebook, give each other administrator rights to certain aspects of that type of page. And when we get there and when we talk about it more, it'll make sense. But all that type of stuff, we will be doing group projects. So when we see our group projects, I will be putting you in groups with people. And some of these first assignments are basically so that I know where people are at on social media level. So when we do these group assignments, we're not lumping in all the people that don't know anything about social media in one group and then another group that knows everything about social media or on social media platforms. So we get a good balance within each team. So it's that, and then your grades. So let's look at modules. So the first module that's up right now, I put week 1, and I say watch Welcome to Digital and Social Media. I put like a little welcome video for you so you can go through that. I put our syllabus. I put our create a TED-Ed account, and I'll show you actually an easier way on here how to create that TED-Ed account rather than going through the steps, but I do have the steps right here. I have our website. I already showed it to you. Subscribe to my YouTube page. I put my Twitter page on there, Twitter handle on there, so that you could follow me on Twitter, just so that you could kind of get a sense of what's going on if you want to know a little bit more about me, where stuff that we don't talk about in class, but you want to know my opinion, that type of thing. I doubt you want to know my opinion, but if you want to know how Twitter works and how to do social media in a sense, you can follow my page. So I give you week 1 expectations, another video. I'm going to try to do weekly expectations to tell you exactly what you need to know per section. But this is how the majority of the class is going to go. And let me put this on the monitor for you, so that I'm not just talking to you out there. So again, this is what it looks like. We have modules, we have people, we have your grades. That's where you can check your grades. And I will try to be doing these grades every Wednesday, every Monday or Wednesday. I'm going to try to get just grading done, so you have all your grades submitted by the beginning of the week. And remember, everything's due on Sunday by 11:59. So we start the week every Monday. So when we go to modules for digital and social media, again, welcome to digital and social media. I made a video, syllabus, TED-Ed account. If we click on the TED-Ed account, you can see I tell you navigate to ed.ted.com. You know, click the register button at the top right hand screen, create an account for yourself. This will be used so you can complete some assignments. If you go to modules, right here, intro to social media, that's the very first module we're doing, intro to social media. As you can see, I don't have a purchase course materials book, purchase course materials tab. I don't have a module that says how to create how to access your textbook, because for this class there is no text material. I provide articles, we watch videos, we watch lectures, all that type of stuff. So as you can see, this first week we have a lot to do. We have a watch, what is social media, right? Let me see, what is social, let me see if that's a watch. Yeah.
I'm sure you've heard the but.
We have that. We have a watch what is social media, a little videos telling you what social media is. We have a lecture, an online lecture, watch taxonomy of social media lecture. Watch 7 myths of social media lecture. We go over a lecture on that. Watch traditional versus social media lecture. And then we have, this is how I kind of split up. I have like a watch, a read, and a do, right? Watch, read, do. Each week you'll be watching something, you'll be reading something, and then you'll be doing something, right? So for instance, this week is all about introduction to social media. So you'll watch what is social media. You'll watch the taxonomy of social media. You'll watch the 7 myths of social media. That's all about maybe myths about social media that you didn't know, that you think you know about social media, but we're going to kind of back it up with facts. traditional versus social media lecture. So I go over what the difference between traditional versus social media lecture. And then you read, right? We have reading articles. So the beginner's guide to social media. We have some of them, anything in red is a link to a website. So anything in red is a link to a website. Anything in black is a document. So it says, read the beginner's guide to social media. If you click on that, you have, hey, there's my office mate. No, we're good. You're good. You're live, man. You're good. No, you're good. You open this up and you see the beginner's guide to social media, right? You see the beginner's guide to social media. So you would read that whole article on the beginner's guide to social media and understand what's going on. And so then you go to modules. Again, you'd read the taxonomy of social media. Again, a document you could either download or read in this PDF version. You go down to, you go down to read the 16 differences between traditional and social media. Read how social media influenced the 2016 presidential election. Now, I don't really want to talk politics in this class because this is a business class, and I know it could get heated because social media, I mean, everything in life is becoming politicized. It's really annoying, but everything in life is being politicized, and I don't want your classroom to be politicized either. However, social media influenced the presidential election. We're not giving you like choosing sides on which side you should have voted for and which side you did vote for and stuff like that. Not talking about how social media influenced the election with like this fake news stuff that everybody keeps talking about, which just an excuse to justify the losses. We'll actually talk about the real definitive reason how social media influenced the 2016 presidential election. There's a link there talking about how Facebook, Twitter was a huge it was the new ground game, right? You always hear about ground game in politics, about knocking on doors and canvassing. And really, if you want to kind of talk about why the election went a certain way, it's traditional versus social media. One candidate went with traditional media, one candidate went with social media, and social media prevailed. So we talk about that, the differences between traditional and social, the differences, how it influenced the election, and then also read Taco Bell's social media strategy. So I have an article on how Taco Bell influences social media and how they've pulled away from traditional and incorporated social media within their traditional advertising as well. Once you watch all that stuff, once you read all that stuff, I want you to go down and say, each week we're going to have something to do, right? Mainly probably like 3 assignments to do. This week was more discussion boards. Anytime you see a little thing right there, it's discussion topic, and then that's an assignment. Anytime you see a little pencil and stuff. However, these change based off of the module we're in. So when we get to stuff like when we get to the right application for the job, when we get over to like Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, when we start talking about these other social media apps, content creation section that's going to happen in a couple weeks, that is where we really get into like assignments, where I create assignments and you're submitting links to your profile pages, you're submitting links to your YouTube channels, all that different type of stuff. For the first few weeks though, it's going to be a lot of discussion, it's going to be a lot of TED Eds, it's going to be those type of assignments, just because we have to learn the foundations. And a lot of the people in my social media class prior, and let me just open up this as a camera, a lot of the people in my social media class prior were really like frustrated, and they were like, why aren't we just jumping right into the platforms? Why aren't we doing that? Well, if you're about ready to drive a car, you're not just driving a car. You have to take your behind the wheel. You have to go and take your written test. You have to go and pass your driver's license test. So there's other things that you have to do. And that's the same thing with the class. You got to understand the foundations, and you got to understand the basics before you can move on to actually using the platform. And so if we go back over here to our page, for this first week, you're going to be doing what does social media mean to you? What does social media mean to you? After watching the taxonomy of social media lecture, list some social media platforms you have used and explain why. And so I say this, and then I also included the lecture link in the discussion right there. Same thing, do business interaction. After watching the 7 myths about social media lecture, which I attach right there. Describe some of the ways that a business may choose to interact with other businesses or existing potential customers through social media. Please make sure our response is scholarly and free of grammatical errors. Again, the reason why we make you do a lot of writing in this class as well is because social media is all about writing. It's all about creating thought with words, right? I mean, if you're not good with writing, you're probably not going to be good with social media. So you need to understand how to formulate a thought and get to the point to it. Lastly, do social media versus traditional media. Write a response for each of the questions below in paragraph form, right? Based on the reading lectures, what are the main differences between traditional media and social networking media? So I go through all this type of stuff, all due on the same day, all due on October 1st, right? And when we get to week 2, week 1 will show up, but week 2 will be in front of it, so it's the first thing that you see in doing this type of stuff. And that's what we're going to be doing. The first week is, and if we look at the syllabus, I put how our class is divided up. If you look right here, the graded assignments, like I said, I have individual assignments, group assignments, discussion boards, TED Eds, final website link to social accounts, 100 points for some stuff, right? 10 points each for the TED Eds, discussion boards you'll see as 5, assignments, individual assignments. I say 25 points each, but it could be 25 points, it could be 10 points, it could be 15, depending on the size of the assignment. So the stuff that you see here, you see week 1, introduction to social media, taxonomy, myths, traditional. Week 2, next week, we'll talk about history and evolution, all that stuff. And take your quiz, right? We'll have the quiz built into Canvas for you. Week 3, social responsibility. Week 4 is branding and virality, personal and professional branding. Week 5 is content creation, so we get into content stuff, GIFs, memes, videos, writing, infographic, all that type of stuff. And then we get into our apps, right? The last 6 weeks of the course is all about LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Snapchat, social media analytics. There's so many social media apps out there. We can't get through all of them, but I'm going to give you the biggest ones that are being used in the business world today. And so that's how we go through this course. That's how we go through this course on a week-by-week basis. And if you have any questions, chat them in so I can know if you need anything else, any more help for this before I close up. About 30 more seconds. If you have any questions out there, just chat them into the live chat so that I know exactly what you want, what you need, anything like that. All right, so since nobody asked a question, we got 3 questions on there, but since nobody asked any new ones, I'm going to let you go. If you are in my other classes for this week, let's say you're in my Tuesday, Thursday classes for tomorrow, our personal finance class tomorrow, we are taking a test. Make sure you've studied. Make sure you've looked at the top hat. Make sure you actually have the book purchased. Don't buy the book right before you're taking the test. I can guarantee you that's a safe bet to fail the exam, right? If you're buying the book in class while you're supposed to be taking the exam, I mean, you're not prepared. So make sure that book is purchased before you come in so that you're able to take the exam. Make sure we make our note card 3x5, handwritten front and back. Take advantage of that. Make sure we look at the study guide that I posted online, the top hat, the tax documents that we went over, your PowerPoints and stuff, because I can guarantee, I mean, my class went today and I was a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie, I don't get disappointed very easily because I feel, hey, it's up to you, it's your job. But I had 1A, I had like 7 B's, and then the rest got like 3 C's, and then everybody else got D's and F's, and it was like, it wasn't that hard material. When you went through the answers, you probably looked at it and go, oh my gosh, you're right, how did I miss that, Everything that's on the test has been answered in class, right? So for my personal finance class, that's what we're doing. For my intro to business class, we will be doing chapter 4, which is on different types of ownership. So we'll be using top hat ownership stuff. Your tests were great. I already inputted the grades. You saw those. Those have already been submitted. So your grades test. that class did amazing. 17 A's, 17 B's, and then like 5 C, D's, and F's, right? So that class of material was delivered properly. You guys were really studying for that. Personal finance, don't think it was so easy because of everything we've had. It's easy material, but like I said, you got to study. You got to keep up with it. So if there's no other questions, I will see you next week, if not earlier, for my social media class. There's going to be some stuff online. It's already there for you. Go through that, and that's about it. So I will see you guys. Have a great week, and good luck, and glad that you guys are starting a 12-week course to get prepared. All right, have a good one. Bye.